Welcome to Friday Night Cast. Thanks for joining us tonight as we have a special guest with us tonight. So we will introduce them shortly and get into playing some Wanderhome with you here tonight. We are the Cast Gamers. We are a community of applied spiritual and therapeutic tabletop gamers who use and explore the benefits of tabletop gaming in our work. Purpose here is to demonstrate the therapeutic and spiritual applications of role-playing games for professionals to utilize with their own clients, to highlight how practice among professionals builds experience and education, to explore a variety of role-playing games that can be used for multiple psychological and spiritual growth. So we play tabletop RPGs here every Friday night, 9:30 Eastern. On Twitch, we use different game systems, and we generally play for a 12-arc session. We are currently playing Wanderhome, and if this is your first time joining us, we're so happy to have you here. If you're coming back and joining us again, we're happy to have you come back and join us again. Just as a reminder, always helpful for us, hit that subscribe button. You can check out our past plays on YouTube, and you can like and subscribe on there as well. Helps other people find us. If you're enjoying what we do here, search CASTT Gamers, CASTT Gamers. With that, Scott, I'm going to turn it over to you for some announcements.
Hello, welcome to Friday Night Announcements. Just like last week's announcements, except this week. So first up, we want to highly encourage folks to check out TTRPGs for trans rights in Texas bundle, which is up right now on itch.io. There are tons of great games there, including Wanderhome, that make the $5 investment worth it. Consider giving more if you can or if you want. Certainly it's not required. Shout out to the indie TTRPG community and all the designers that donated to this bundle. Several of us on the stream have been poring over all of the games in the bundle and thinking about what we want to play as soon as possible. So I believe we are dropping the link in there. And just to torture me,
hey, no, you don't have to. That's a crazy.
No, I don't. Okay, yeah.
The link is in the chat right now.
Just search the
chat. Search for it. But yeah, great use of $5. You know what's funny? I live in Chicago, and we have the spring pledge drive for National Public Radio right now in Chicago. So I've been listening to people asking for my money all day during my 2 commutes, and now I'm asking for other people's money. Irony. So coming up on March 17th, that is a little less than 2 weeks at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we will be premiering the first episode of Community Care, Playing Your Part. So that's going to be hosted by Renee and Hallie. And please join us, as we explore community care practices in tabletop games and adapt the mechanics for our own community care games. Then a little bit after that, April 23rd through 24th, Real Women of Gaming TogetherCon. So TogetherCon will have everything that a physical convention would have. So there are going to be panels, guests, media rooms, workshops, TTRPG live shows, cosplayers, and common spaces where con goers can get together and talk about mutual gaming likes, as well as free TTRPG tables for pickup games. You can check that out at realwomenofgaming.com/TogetherCon-2020 /. And I'm guessing, yeah, we put the link in there too. Mm-hmm. While we're talking about cons, let's not forget TAGS, Therapeutic and Applied Geek and Gaming Summit, June 10th through 12th. check that out at the link that will be dropping in the chat as well.
It's actually updated from that link that Tennille just dropped in there.
Cool. I'm not going to read it because it's literally being typed into my teleprompter. So I'm not going to try. But tickets are on sale now. So get them at the early bird price. And we definitely encourage it. We're going to be there in some fashion. So we look forward to seeing
the entire weekend.
The entire weekend. Clear my schedule. You, that person. Clear my schedule. She's just staring at me.
You, human, clean my cat box.
Damn it. We know who's supposed to. So, I have disabled my Alexa so Dustin can't torture me tonight. And also, we're not playing the other game, so we wouldn't bother her anyways. Let's talk for a moment about Wanderhome. Wanderhome is a pastoral fantasy role-playing game about traveling animal folk, the world they inhabit, and the way the seasons change. It is a game filled with grassy fields and mossy shrines, herds of chubby bumblebees, opossums in sundresses, salamanders with suspenders, starry night skies, and the most beautiful sunsets you can imagine. It is designed by Jay Dragon at Possum Creek Games, and I believe we're dropping in a link now, so I'm not going to bother with it. And yeah, if you're new to the feed, and you've ever read books like Redwall or Watership Down, think that
Mouse Guard.
Which one?
Mouse
Guard.
I don't know that one.
It's comic. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Gorgeous. And there's a game associated with Mouse Guard.
So are we going to do a character introduction for Tanya now or after summary?
I think the way that we talked about it is we're just going to see where we bump into our new friend as we start playing. Okay.
Fair enough. Well, so reminder from last week, we began the scene with Larice, the angry hot air balloon vendor, looking at Esme, Ollie, Sorrel, and Nope in a threatening manner. And she says that we're troublemakers and she doesn't want anything bad to happen on one of her hot air balloons. And then Puppy shows up and vouches for us, well, specifically for me and Esme, or Sorrel and Esme, who are in the front of the group. Ollie and Nope trip and tumble into the group as they're dancing and playing along. Sorrel promises, I keep saying Sorrel promises to watch over Ollie and Nope, and Larice reluctantly agrees and lets us go up on a hot air balloon for a tour around Crescent Sky. We meet with Captain Pepper, a platypus, who directs the group to his hot air balloon. And it's there that the group looks at the beauty of the world from up high, while the captain tells us a story about the castle and treasure and thieves. And Esme and Nope perform a dance that ends up as an astral projection only in their heads. And scones and finger sandwiches are eaten with gusto. We arrive back at Crescent Sky, where Nope asks Esme to be his friend, and she replies with a polite yes. And I believe that takes us to tonight. So a quick review of safety tools. We can say, let's do this instead. Or do we want to? Where to next? What do you think? Hold on. And of course, no. We also always have the X card. However you want to utilize that to express that you need to stop the action. So I will hand it back to Dustin. We're going to start with an opening meditation.
Yeah, thank you. So we were talking a little bit this week as a group through CASTT, and it had me thinking about doing a little kind of opening meditation before we get into the play, just to kind of reflect and think a little bit, just kind of maybe what's going on, or maybe even just center ourselves a little bit as well. So I I have been listening. Speaking of NPR, Scott, I am also an NPR news junkie, and I was listening to NPR as well today, and I heard somebody talking about this idea of stress and how we get stuck in stress responses and the importance of hope as well. And why it's important to focus on hope. And it made me think of this quote actually from Noam Chomsky that I wanted to share as a quick opening today. The quote says, "Optimism is a strategy for making a better future, because unless you believe that the future can be better, it's unlikely you will step up and take responsibility for making it so. If you assume that there is no hope, you guarantee that there will be no hope. If you assume that there is an instinct for freedom, there are opportunities to change things. There's a chance you may contribute to making a better world. The choice is yours." Just pause for a moment to think about that in kind of the context of our world. And with that, I'm going to take the role of Menachem and bring us into our check-in questions for today. So I think I'd like to do two real quick here. And one of them's the second one will kind of go off of the quote a little bit as I was thinking about this. But first, we'll kind of go with our standard. What are your thoughts, questions, or concerns about today's game? I feel like Tim's not here to get us started, so maybe I should
make him go
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first.
Great, thank you, Tennille.
I think I don't know that I'm really concerned. I'm more curious about what will happen as we play today. We've got a bit of a different group. Menachem's not here, Kayla's not here. Tim won't be here, unfortunately. So it's going to be different. Not like it's going to be, I don't think that's a negative thing. Sometimes it's good to have a smaller group because you can kind of see more of those dynamics. Yeah, that's the only thing is just, it's going to be a little different today. And we have Tanya, yeah, which is great. So I'm happy to have her here. I'm glad that she could step in. And Tanya, would you like to go next? I'll popcorn to you.
Thank you. Gosh, no concerns. I am very excited to be here today. Was super excited to get the invitation, and I love Wanderhome. The last time I played it was fantastic. So I'm looking forward to being able to play it with you guys. I think I've only played it with Tennille before. Is that true? Yeah, I think so.
It was Kayla was the DM.
Yeah.
And there were some other people from our servers. I think Hallie played.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
As well. So. Yeah, Hallie played a dog.
Yes. Like a golden retriever. So perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a chameleon with the teacher playbook.
That's right.
Named Momo.
Yep. Yep. So so I had a really, really good time, and so just super fun memories, and I'm glad to be here.
All right. So you can go ahead and popcorn it to either Scott or Laura or Dustin.
Nope.
Dustin.
I will popcorn it over to Laura.
Okay. My thoughts and questions and concerns about today. I have had a really difficult week, both work-wise and personal-wise. So I'm looking forward to some fun tonight. Ollie brings the fun and the ridiculousness, and I think I really need some of that right now and to lean into that. So that's one of the many reasons I didn't say, you know what, not gonna play tonight. But I mean, playing with you guys always makes me feel a little better anyway. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's great to hear.
that's my answer. I hopefully can stay in the game, but I think Ollie makes it easy. So I will popcorn to Scott.
Um, Well, I'm excited. So the thought that comes to my mind, right, is like, what is it going to be like to play with Tanya? Because she and I have had so many meetings together. We did a peer support group together for a long time, and but we've never played together. So I'm excited about that. And I think the question that's been running through my head is, how can I get Sorrel over this hump of indecision or ambivalence about journeying the next leg with the group? All right, Nope / Dustin.
That's me. Yeah, so I'm excited to get to play with Tanya, and I don't think I've played a game together with you, so
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was excited that you were able to join us tonight. So I did not sleep well. I am the farthest east of all of us, so I am the latest right now. But I always get energized as we play and everything. So hopefully I can just keep my attention on the game and give as much of myself to this as I can tonight. That's my just kind of concern. So with that, my second question for everyone here is kind of going off of that quote a little bit and I was thinking about the game Wanderhome, how it's a very kind of hopeful game in a lot of ways. What does hope mean to you? So we'll start in the same way with Tennille.
Yeah. I would say that hope is optimism, is positivity, is finding those bright strands, those bright lights in the darkness. And then I'll pass it on to Tanya.
Mm. Hope is that thing that you grab when you don't think you have anything left. It is you mentioned the light in the darkness, Tennille, and that was exactly the image that I was thinking of. The one thing that we can lean towards or crawl towards or run at when we need it. So I'll bounce it over to Laura.
I think hope is something that even like the belief that even though things are bad, they can get better. That things are like people have been through something similar before. Maybe not the same, but they've done hard things and been through hard things, and it can be better. And hope that there's not just that darkness and there's a sliver of light somewhere. Hope is something I think I could use a lot of right now. And I'm going to pass it again to Scott.
So I think instead of an ephemeral response, I want to give a concrete one. Because Dustin and I are news junkies, and I wake up at 6 a.m. Chicago time and listen to the BBC first thing. Hope is all the people in Western Ukraine or in Poland getting on a train going east to fight for their country. That fills me with hope, weirdly.
Oh, wow. That's deep, Scott.
Well, thanks, Scott. I'm going to cry now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Glad I'm wearing sunglasses.
What do you got, Dustin?
What do I got?
Yeah, try to follow that.
Follow that. Hope is that I can think of something to follow that.
I always think of a few different things with hope, and the work that I do with clients with substance use disorders as well. Hope can seem like a very far off things at times, but obviously that's applies to people in many different ways, right? But kind of listening to what everybody else was saying was making me think about how when we perceive everything as good or okay, we don't necessarily look to make changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hope can really instill us to look to make change or make things better than they are, right? If everything's okay, we don't look to improve necessarily. But if we turn to hope, maybe even if things are okay, we can look to continue to try and make things even better than they are or could be. And I guess that's just what I'm thinking about. There's so much I think we could talk about as far as hope goes. So, all right. So with that, let's go into our name ritual. I'll do my best, Menachem, here, and say as we enter the sacred circle of play, we go around and introduce first ourselves, and then and we say hello to the players, and then we introduce the character's name and say hello to the characters and welcome them to play, with the idea being that as we go into the circle of play, we do our game and we leave having changed in some way, perhaps.
Can we utilize the alternative check-in?
We want to do the alternative one?
Do we all have to do it, or is it an optional thing? Like, for those of you unaware, we have two check-ins on our back end that we can pick from.
Yeah, let's do the optional one. We haven't done that in a little while, so it sounds like something we can do. So what we'll do is introduce yourself as a player. We'll all say hello, and then when you introduce your character, you're going to introduce your character and identify something new that describes your character in some way. Maybe you describe something about one of their likes, or some thought or something like that, that maybe we haven't learned about your character at this point. So Tennille, I'll have you go first.
All right, I'm Tennille.
Hi, Tennille.
Hi,
Hi, Tennille.
Hello, everyone. And I play Esme, and Esme really enjoys a nice, cool swim.
Mm.
Hi,
Esme.
Esme.
Hi, Esme.
Hi, Esme.
Hello, good evening. You're next, Tanya.
Oh, it's mine. Sorry. I'm just loving that. Okay. Hi, I'm Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
And hello, my name is Cairn. And Cairn, Karen rarely feels lonely.
Okay.
Hello,
Hi,
Karen.
Hello, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Oh, you finally say hi to Karen. I am Lara.
Hi, Laura.
Hey,
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Lara.
And I'm Ollie. And Ollie really just loves having fun and getting into some good trouble.
Hi, Ollie.
Hey,
Hi, Ollie.
Hello, Ollie.
Little rascallion.
So, evening, everyone. I'm Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Scott.
And I'm Sorrel. Did I ever tell you that my favorite season is fall I love the cold snap in the air.
Mm.
Hey,
Hello,
Sorrel.
Sorrel.
Hi, Sorrel.
Pleasure to see you again, Sorrel.
And I'm Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
Dustin.
And I will be playing Nopi tonight. And Nopi enjoys a quiet moment to himself each sunrise.
Hey, Nopi.
Hi, Nopi.
Hello, Nopi.
And that will bring us into our game and play tonight. So where do we wanna pick up? Start? I'm kind of picturing maybe we pick up the next day. Like, I couldn't remember if we were kind of getting lodgings for the night or something, but that was just kind of a thought that I had. I don't know if other people.
Probably. I don't think we're going to go adventuring at night. I mean, Ollie's up for an adventure anytime.
I 100% could see Ollie and Nopi wanting to
I want to go now.
well, and go into the castle after the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the next morning, that sounds great. I know that, or I imagine that Puppy and Sorrel spent the night talking about their shared faith, and Puppy's probably still like sleeping it off. But old people like late to bed, early to rise, right? So Sorrel is just like up at the crack of dawn.
You're up at the crack of dawn. Do you what do you do?
Esme gets up rather early as well.
Nopi would be up also, but would kind of be stealing a quiet moment to himself. Whether or not you notice him somewhere, he'd be outside.
I would think that Sorrel probably goes to like gather some wood so that Esme can make a nice fire to
For tea.
some morning tea.
Yes, morning tea.
So yeah, as you do that, you, whether or not, I don't know if you notice Nopi out somewhere outside, but you hear a few little notes from an ocarina.
I'm probably humming the tune in baritone when I like come back. I'm like setting up a like pyramid fire for Esme, humming.
Esme is setting out a table with a nice crisp tablecloth, cups and saucers that are arranged just so for everyone's comfort, and setting the tea together, getting it ready.
I'm trying to decide if Ollie would sleep in or not. Is Ollie the kid that just wants to sleep, or the kid that gets up at the crack of dawn and is running around causing trouble? I don't know. All the people that are supposed to be supervising Ollie are very busy.
I've got a friend who's got one of each of those kids.
Mm-hmm.
I never claimed that I was supervising Ollie.
Radcliffe said to stay with all of you. So.
You're old enough to take care of yourself.
That is true.
As far as Nope's concerned.
As far as Nope's concerned.
Nope's been taking care of himself for a while, so he's just like, Ollie will be fine.
Ollie will be fine. Although we did just have a whole episode about Ollie not being able to be on an airship.
Because he fell out of a boat once.
Yeah.
Or she fell out of a boat once.
Mm-hmm. I think Ollie gets up and smells food and is going to the tea tent.
Did you set up the tea tent?
I wouldn't have set up a tea tent. It's just a table with a fireplace.
Table with some food and the fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ollie's heading over there. There's food.
Is this outside or is it
It's outside.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Tanya, you don't know the kind of place we're at right now.
Yeah, so we're in this valley shaped like a crescent moon, hence the name. And at one end, the western end of the valley, is a castle. Kind of like set into the mountain side, or into like the wall of the valley. And it looks out over this like grand field. And I think we've decided that like there's a market that winds its way along. There's a river.
It's like tents and wagons, and there's a hot air balloon dock, and people come and stop here while on their travels, kind of thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that early in the morning, there is also this mist that blows in from the east and fills the valley. You're shaking your head, Laura.
I'm like, you're pulling in all the folklore that we came up with. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. We spent all that time working on it. We should use it.
So I walk up and sit at the table. And I say, good morning.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Hi. And then you see me open I'm wearing these big robes, and you see me open the sleeve, and I start talking into the sleeve, and I'm okay. Yes. Yeah. I think they'll be okay with that. And then I just put my arm down, and you hear a little bit of tinkling coming from my sleeve.
Can I get you a cup of tea?
Oh, that would be delightful. Thank you.
Yes. Esme gently pours the tea into the saucer and offers it to you.
Esme, are there more scones?
Yes, I made some this morning. You can help yourself. She like moves a basket of scones.
Ollie's got like a couple of scones.
Yeah.
Again, with the rock thing that otters do. Where they
Esme gently picks up a napkin and kind of places it near Ollie.
Thank you, Esme. Your scones are delicious. You should, and looks at Karen and is like, you should have one.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and your name was Esme? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Esme.
Hi.
Do you drink the tea?
Oh, yeah.
Then you get a token.
Oh. Why, thank you.
So anyone who drinks will get a token.
Oh, excellent.
So today, Esme has prepared a tea that is actually quite potent and fragrant. It is called Lily's Wort. And anyone who drinks it gets the characteristic of mighty. And if you go to your Wanderhome workbook, let's see what page is that? Is page 123. So you can kind of look at those characteristics and choose one of those if you'd like.
Oh, maybe Ollie should drink some of that tea.
So it can help you.
What's in that tea? I really want to drink it.
It can help you take on a heavy burden, move the unmovable, or anchor something in the ground.
What page did you say?
123.
Oh, 123. I was on 193. I was like, this don't seem right.
Yeah. I mean, I already knew I was going to drink the tea, but, obviously I'm really going to drink the tea.
Ollie's going to drink the tea for sure. Ollie's going to have some tea.
Well, remember to give yourself a token.
I love it. I'm going to get a token.
You see my eyes light up behind my big giant glasses because I have big giant glasses, and I'm like, this is bracing. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Have you been in Crescent Sky for a while, or are you new to this place?
Oh, I've only been here for a day or so. I'm just wandering through. How about you? Do you live here?
Sorrel has been here the longest out of all of us, but I've been here for, I think, about a month or so, and we're looking to possibly move on at some point, but there is someone who's missing. I wonder where Puppy went.
Puppy?
Oh, sorry for interrupting.
Oh, that's quite all right. Sorrel, come join us at the table. Drink some tea.
It's quite bracing.
Bracing, you say? I heard you mention Puppy's name. I thought I saw him in the meadow picking flowers while I was gathering wood for the fire.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's doing all right on his own over there then. Thank you for the wood for the fire.
Well, I should admit that I was hoping you would make some tea. It was not entirely altruistic.
That's so respectable of you, Sorrel. I do appreciate it, though.
And then Sorrel, very formally, sticks his hand out to introduce himself to Karen.
Oh, hello. And I cover your hand with a wing. Just a wingtip.
Could you describe? I don't think we described what Karn looks like. Karen. I always want to call you Karn.
So Karen is a crow. And I have big glasses. And I have big robes. And there's all you see me often talking, lifting parts of my robes and talking. And it might be confusing, but every once in a while you hear little noises or see a little something here and there. Like when there was a little bit of tinkling earlier, and the tinkling actually sounds a little bit like the melody you were playing on the ocarina.
Yeah, so I think at some point you see Nopi just kind of wandering around, heading back, and then sees everybody out sitting, and he comes over to join, and he sees the scones. He sees Ollie with the scones and is like, "You saved me one, right?"
There's a whole basket.
Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, Esme. I'm sorry. Can I have one? Puts
Yes.
it back.
No, just no. Just take it.
I didn't wash my hands.
Yeah,
My hands are filthy.
I wish you would have washed your hands. That would have been nice.
Okay, I'll take this one again. That's okay.
Wash.
He only touched that one.
Okay, that's good. Nobi, would you like some tea? And she just pours the tea for him in his saucer.
You know what?
Well, that helps. That helps. Thank you. Yeah, like sometimes I like to take a bite and then put the tea in, and then it like mixes all together, and then it's kind of fun. You ever do that, Ollie?
No, but I'm going to now.
Oh no, babe.
And then like
You're
the
done.
scone in the tea, and the tea like splashes out the cup.
I'll lick it. I'll lick the tea off the table.
I'm
Oh
sure
my
Esme
goodness.
loves that.
Oh my goodness.
It's almost like that picture of the raccoon licking the window that we passed around a few weeks
Last
ago
time.
from Kids on Brooms. It's like I look up and it's just like
I'll tell Nina about this moment, and maybe she'll draw it for us.
and then I just pick the scone up again. Oh, hey, I'm Nopi.
Hi. I'm Karen, and it's nice to meet you. I might have to try that little trick you just said about dipping and combining it.
Or here's another idea. Don't try it. Just another idea.
Come on, Esme. They're not as messy as I am.
No, babe is messier than you. You know what I wish we had right now?
More scones?
Jam.
Clotted cream and jam. These scones are so delicious, but a little clotted cream and strawberry preserves would make this heaven.
That sounds really good, Sorrel.
It really does. I wonder where we can get some.
I am going to spend a token. And I am going to reveal something hidden about the person in front of you and ask them what it is.
Which person?
Karen. After I kind of like have looked up and I'm like looking around, I feel like I hear a little noise coming from your robes, right? You said there's little tinkling noises and stuff. I'm just gonna like stick my eyeball in your sleeve, be like, "What do you got in there?" Oh, who is that?
Oh, you found Dulcet. That's Dulcet. Dulcet is the god of teeny tiny melodies.
No way.
Yes. I have Dulcet has a few friends. I'm carrying them with me.
That's great. I have a question for you, Karen.
Yes.
Will you be my friend?
Yes, I would love to be your friend.
Yes. You get a token, by the way, for saying yes.
Thank you.
Hey, can I do something?
Sure.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do this one. And I take out my little, I have this little hand drum rattle shaker. I feel like I called it something different last time.
A pan drum, right?
Let me check. Yeah, it's
Tambourine?
it's an iron hand pan rattle drum.
Okay.
But I'm gonna actually just put it down in front of me, and I'm gonna start kind of playing it as it kind of sits on the ground, and it makes a nice little tune as I kind of play the hand drum. And as I do, I will then kind of stop, and it seems like the melody kind of just keeps filling the air. Even though I've stopped a little bit, like it's kind of in the air, and I start dancing, and I'm going to dance your dance with the small and forgotten gods to earn luck and wisdom.
Ooh. Okay. That's
So what does this look like from your end, I guess?
from my end. So I see you start with really small things, really small steps. And as you begin to dance, I start giggling a little bit because there are little movements in my robe. As the small gods are jittering and dancing and flowing, and you just see it's like this, like all this movement. But I'm not moving, but I'm like,
I was gonna say, does it make
giggling.
you move at all? You're just kind of giggling.
Yeah, I'm
It's like
kind of
your
giggling, and yeah, I'm just kind of moving along with it, really gently. But I don't want to jostle anybody, so I just let them play and dance in my robes as you dance.
And
Esme is going to stand up with a clean rag and start to clean the table.
and Sorrel unusually just leaps to his feet with his finger in the air and his eyes closed and says, "Misty break of day, a delicious scone dancing at the old castle."
That was beautiful.
Quite lovely, Sorrel.
He takes out his little leather-bound book and he flips a few pages to a fresh one and starts scribbling.
Ollie says, Sorrel, I thought you were going to dance. But that poem was great. It goes with the music. And then Ollie just still munching on whatever scones are left. Dancing with the music.
Ollie, your hope never ceases to amaze. I'm much too old to dance.
Even like this is a dance. You just gotta move something. That's dancing, right, Noopy?
That's great.
A poet and a dancer. Wonderful. Well, and you hear little jingles and maybe a giggle from inside my robe. And it slowly kind of settles down
I gotta do this. I'm gonna spend a token. And Sorrel kind of like nods his head at the robes and then looks around the table and asks each of you what what you hear coming from Karen's robes. I'm spending a token to listen to the shared wisdom of small and forgotten gods and ask the table what they tell us. It's right there for the taking. So low hanging.
What do we hear?
What do you hear from the robes, Ollie?
I hear that we should go on an adventure.
You see my eyes twinkle. The mist has rolled in that spells trouble in the valley. What sort of adventure?
I don't know. Captain Pepper said the mist is a bad thing. I want a fun adventure. We should go to the castle.
Oh, adventures are quite lovely. I highly recommend them.
We have a crow. And now we're going to the castle. All we need are the 33 thieves, and we will find the treasure of the hyena king.
Do you want to hear what I hear?
Yes,
Of course, Esme.
I hear the rustling of leaves, chimes of the wind, laughter in the air. What do you hear, Nobi?
I feel like as you say that, like Nopi's like just mesmerized, like looking at all, like trying to find all the little gods that he can. And probably like
Like a Where's Waldo
uncomfortably
game.
close to Karen. And then stops and is like, oh, I'm sorry, did I get too close?
it's okay. It's okay. But thank you for asking.
Yeah. Sorry, Esme, did you say something?
I was wondering what you heard.
What was the one that I saw?
Dulcet.
Dulcet. And you said what was that god?
The god of tiny melodies.
So I was just talking to Dulcet here. They said they'd be my friend. Did you not hear them?
Oh, I heard. I didn't want to listen too closely. I felt like a private conversation.
Oh, it's if you know how to listen, you can hear, like you can hear it in the music.
Oh.
It takes some practice though, but it's really exciting. I love to find all the little forgotten gods when I can, and just invite them to be here with us. You know.
Thank you so much. Well, they would love to introduce themselves to you in their time, but can one second. Yes, I think it'll be Dulcet, if you don't mind, and I reach into my sleeve and I pull out what looks like an old bone, teeny tiny flute. Dulcet would like to ride with you for a little while, if that's okay.
Oh, that would be so nice.
If you could just find a little spot. Dulcet likes to be in pockets or in your ear tuft if you want. Anywhere you like.
I'm wearing like a bandana around my neck. And with it being like so close to my throat and like singing, I feel like that would be a nice place. So I kind of make a little pouch for them in there where they would be safe and they can just hang out in there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, Dulcet's so excited. And I deposit the little flute in your bandana. And I think I get a token for that, for finding a home for a forgotten god.
Oh.
Nope, you're friends with a god.
I like to be friends with everybody.
I know you do. We're friends.
Yeah. So you're friends with a god too.
I am.
Yeah. See how that works? See, when we're all friends, we all know each other.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure it works that way.
Oh, there you go, Esme. That's why I like you. You're a tricky one.
And as I also scoop some of the crumbs before Esme can get to them, and I stick them in a pocket.
I'm sure that thoroughly grosses Esme out.
saving some crumbs for a rainy day.
For a friend.
For a crummy day, Esme.
Oh, that's a joke.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Ollie is rolling over laughing right now. That was
Laura,
a
I feel like
good
I
one.
almost got you as you were drinking.
Absolutely, almost had this beautiful Hefeweizen all over my laptop.
Just for what it's worth, I don't know if you remember the pain of milk coming out your nose when you were a kid, but alcohol burns.
So does soda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think any liquid coming out of your nose is unpleasant.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm happy that I've never experienced that before.
It'll probably hurt more with tea. Hot tea.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Especially hot tea.
Oof.
Yes.
Or mint tea or something even.
Although I have heard rumors of others cleaning out their sinuses with certain tools.
A neti pot.
Yes, a neti pot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I don't have those types of tools.
I mean, you could use a teapot.
I mean,
It's almost the same thing.
But I would beg you, please, not to.
I have a feeling she would be very unhappy if anyone used her teapot in that fashion.
I think she's very unhappy most of the time.
Nope.
It's okay. I'm working on it.
You are.
Esme.
You are.
Is that true?
I don't think we need to talk about me.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the castle.
Yeah, we gotta go before the mist.
Yes.
We gotta follow the mists, right? Or Sorrel, do you remember what we have to do? I didn't take notes.
Do we ever take notes?
Have heard.
That's why I always end up in different places. not knowing how I got there.
Hold on. Let's see. Show dangers. This is so interesting. I'm looking at what we wrote for the place, and it's all about like show dangers that lie ahead, show threat that's up ahead, the dangers of a fragile lifestyle. Sure. We go to the castle and follow the flow of the mist, but we have to be careful that
It'll
we
be fine.
don't
It'll be fine.
lose our way.
I get
I
lost
told-
a lot.
If we get lost in the darkness of the castle while the mist is filling it up, we may never find our way out.
Oh, Radcliffe wouldn't like that. If I
Ollie.
got lost.
Ollie, Sorrel, how many times do I have to tell you? You can't get lost.
But it's hard
As
to
long-
find people again.
But as long as you are where you are here. You're not lost.
But I guess you're not lost if you're in the castle. You just can't get out, and then you can't see the people you care about again.
Don't worry, Ollie. We'll go with you on this adventure.
Esme stands up from the table and says, just a moment, I'll be back. And she walks away for a moment.
Maybe we can take one of Esme's scones and leave little crumbles like a trail. Then we can eat our way out.
I am picturing us leaving the crumbles and Esme cleaning them up as we leave them.
I was picturing me eating them as we
That
went.
too.
I was picturing one of us eating them.
Yeah,
Like, oh, I was like,
It's like-
I'm
That's
scones.
not gonna last.
Sorrel takes so much time saying that statement that Esme returns before just
It's done.
as he ends his statement, and she has a armful of pink and turquoise daisy crowns, and she passes them out to everyone and says, these are a bright, vibrant color, and I've got enough so that you can have one for yourself, and then you can also pick off the petals or the flowers, and we can leave a trail of that to help us find our way.
Or
And a token for finding a solution.
That's a good plan, Esme. I like that.
Nobody's gonna eat. Well, somebody might eat them, but I don't think anybody here will eat them.
I hang.
I've got one in my mouth.
I don't think it tastes that good. Great, does it?
Edible flowers, they don't taste like anything.
Nasturtiums don't taste that great.
Nasturtiums I don't know about. Is that
That's one of the
They're
edible
peppery.
ones.
It's one, yeah.
yeah?
Oh, but
The edible flowers that I used on plates always tasted like almost like a really bland mushroom.
snapdragons taste a little spicy,
Hmm.
and they're pretty.
Well,
I look over at Sorrel as Sorrel's like put it on his head.
no, I got one on each horn.
Oh, one on each horn.
Nice.
I'm gonna like pull it out of my mouth and then put it on my head.
So Nope is an adult?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the only child.
you hear a very amused little whistling and tinkling from the bandana.
Hey, but hey, yeah. Yeah, of course. And like, I like pull a little piece off and I just give like a little flower, put it down into my bandana. One of the daisy chains.
I think you can get a token for that.
Oh, really?
You're offering, you're giving an offering to a forgotten god.
Oh yeah.
I got just a token generator in my bandana now.
Forever and ever.
That is true.
I have an idea. And I just like run away.
Okay.
He does that.
I think that if we wait, he'll return. In the meantime, Sorrel, will you help me to pack my my tea things?
Of course. And I think the first thing I do is I grab the sheet, the tablecloth that's still under like all the tea and everything. And
Wait,
I carefully like fold up.
She's not gonna like that.
It's you have to get the china first. Let me get the cups and the saucer first.
Of course.
And
She
Ollie's
says
gonna
to-
offer to help and like dive towards the china.
No, it's okay. Ollie, it's okay.
Got it.
Okay.
I can handle it. Just
Okay.
enjoy the little crumbs that are all over your clothes there.
And like
Okay, and finding like crumbs in between things and they're in her overalls pocket and all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorrel is like delicately picking up the china in his like massive hands and like very carefully like handing them to you to pack away.
Esme has like a special way of packing everything so that it's nice and secure.
You just asked the bull to help you with china.
Yes. Have you actually ever seen like a bowl in China? I saw them do this with Mythbusters. They actually are very careful to not hurt any of the china as they were moving through the store.
Now I need to watch that Mythbusters episode. And also I'm disappointed by that.
Yeah, I mean they thought it was gonna be like crashing everywhere, but actually they were a lot more gentle and careful than you would think.
Okay.
Hold on. I wanted to say a thing because Nope made a comment that got Sorrel thinking. So while he's packing away the china, he turns to Ollie and he says, "You know, I realize the last couple times I talked about getting lost that might have made you sad because you lost your parents."
Yeah. I did get a little set. Radcliffe says she's gonna help me find them. But do you want to see that what they look like?
I would like that.
And
Fair.
Ollie pulls out the locket and opens it up, and you can see like a little tiny little painting of two river otters. And you get a token because that's essentially like Ollie asking, do you want to see something really cool? I think they're okay. They didn't fall off the boat. I did. I just can't find them.
You know, Ollie, you are so young and full of hope and life. It makes me feel happy as I take the last few steps of my wandering. I think Nope is right. They're not lost, and neither are you. You're just where you're supposed to be right now, here with us. I thought I was supposed to go back where you and Radcliffe came from to find a great monastery, but I'll keep you company until you reconnect with your parents.
I like that, Sorrel. Thank you. Especially since Radcliffe's gone right now, but she says she's coming back, and all she said in the letter is to stay with all of you. So, thank you. I hope we find them.
They're not lost. They're just not here right now. And I'm spending a token to ease someone's pain, if only for a moment.
And at least if I'm not with them, I can still have fun adventures and not get lost in the castle.
Oh, you're not going to get lost with this. And I hand you a torch.
You're giving Ollie fire.
Is it on fire?
No, it's not on fire yet.
Oh, okay.
I take the little box of matches that I used to light the fire earlier and like tuck them deeper into my robe.
I'm picturing Ollie with the poking stick in one hand and the torch in the other, just like, okay, I can tell where we're going.
I got one for myself also. So
I look at Esme and Cairn and quietly say, "This can only end in a disaster."
Or hilarity. But maybe disaster.
Well, Ollie, and I get to use one of my characters can always lead the way. And I point towards the castle.
And Ollie's gonna lead the way with the unlit torch and the poking stick.
And even though it's misty, like we can still make out like the shape and shadow of the castle in the early morning.
While Sorrel and Ollie were talking, Esme kind of took a few steps away to fold up the tablecloth and make sure that it was in a nice crisp fold and that it was all evenly and well together before placing it in her bag of things that's neatly organized. And she's ready to go.
Am I allowed to make an out of the game observation? Or do I have to save it for later? Sure. I'm just noticing, Tennille, this is the second character I've seen you play that is very like neat and precise. I'm thinking about the character from Star Wars. No. no, I don't need to go on the ship. I'll just off the ship. I'll just stay here and clean. You guys go.
That
Go on your
character,
adventures.
that character also baked, by the way,
Just a note.
to make everybody else feel better.
Lots of cookies. See, Esme is different because she has scones.
Do you bake in real life?
Let's save these questions for later.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is debrief. I have to wait 10 weeks to ask questions. I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure, like, time-wise, we have enough time to do this little adventure we're going on. So
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we've got like a little less than an hour left to play.
yeah. So as we're kind of like traveling out there, Nopi is just talking to Ollie and be like, like there was this really cool merchant. He's like a black cat. He said his name was V, and I bought these torches. But he said I didn't have to bring any matches or anything to light them because when trouble striked and things seemed bad, they would light themselves and we'd be able to find our way.
I hope they're right.
That's amazing. I would love to see that.
Ew.
Me too. That's why I bought it. I was like, I gotta see that.
Okay.
So actually, Ollie, be careful with that because it could light on fire at any moment.
They're talking about Vader.
Well, Ollie, does trouble follow you?
I fell off a boat. Actually, I think I fell off the boat after Nopi and I were friends a long time ago, and then I can't remember.
No, I fell down the
You
hill.
fell down
remember?
the hill, and then I just
couldn't
went
get
off
back up.
instead of helping you because I got distracted by something, and then I've fallen a couple times here while we've been in Crescent Sky, and I fell off a boat and lost my parents, but they're not lost, and I'm not lost. So yes, trouble follows me.
Okay.
I just rub your head again. I'm like, oh, you little rascallion. I wouldn't have it any other way.
It makes life interesting, or that's what Nopi says.
Well, I'm sure that torch is going to light your way frequently.
I'm just picturing this torch setting things on fire all the time now.
Just having a random thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the notes for V, the black cat, and it says they create and invent new and interesting contraptions for various uses.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that was perfect.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
So I imagine we're wandering through the campgrounds or the market, and it's just starting, like it's just starting to really bustle or to come alive in the early morning. Excuse me. And like the market stalls are opening and they're overflowing with produce and fresh fish and I want to say like eggs, but again, like I have a hard time imagining animals eating eggs of other animals.
That happens. I mean, Karen would be all over that.
Okay. and the meat vendors and the cheese vendors, and there's a cart that with the
Preserves.
I was about to say, well, there's probably a cart full of baked goods, and next to it are probably, is a cart full of like honey and obviously the honey cart is got to be staffed by chubby bees, and next to it is maybe preserves and jams. And as we're walking, like Sorrel's already the slow one, and he keeps stopping. And by the time you guys are waiting at one row, the end of one row, and by the time he catches up with you, his sack kind of clatters from the little jars of honey and jams and clotted cream, and he kind of like opens it and shows Esme and smiles and says, "For tomorrow morning, we'll have that clotted cream and preserves. I think this one is gooseberry, extra tart."
Yes, be a very tart taste. So I'll have to pick a tea that will pair well.
Our point of clarification, are we in the market right now? Did we already leave our little table spot?
Our table spot, yes. So I think our table spot's like at the edge of the market. We probably are wandering through the market towards the castle.
Okay.
Thank you. Did you want me to do something?
I'm just watching your cat there, Scott.
I know.
I wish you could hear him purring so loud.
Oh,
I mean, he just rubs his head like he's just loving. He just wants to be cuddled like a baby. So cute.
I hear some purring.
So yeah, I mean, was there something you want to do in the market?
Well, there was actually, just before we go into the market, as we're all cleaning up and getting ready to go, I lift up the table and I say, Esme, how long was that tea's effect going to last again? And I'm holding it up with one hand.
Oh, it lasts an hour.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay. Well, this was, do you need this? Is it fold up? Is there a place
Feeling
to put it?
quite mighty, huh? No, it doesn't fold. It's just a wooden long table.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I mean, I guess you could fold it with your own strength if you wanted to, but that's not necessary.
All right. Well, no, it's I'll leave it for someone else. I'll leave it for someone else.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Certainly. I do not try to lift Sorrel.
Yeah, no, he's like around.
So I imagine that as we make it to the end of the market and we head onto the trail to the castle, that it goes upwards and the grass starts to scatter a bit and till there's more like rocky kind of ground, and the path becomes more of like a dirt path with some rocks and maybe a few boulders on the way as we head up. And the mist starts to come and creep in, envelop us, and make our path a little bit more difficult to see.
You see me talking into my hood a little bit, and there's a little bit of movement in my hood, a little bit of excited jumping in my hood. I know, I know. Is that a cousin? I don't know. And then I noticed you guys seeing me. Oh, sorry.
Why are you sorry? You're talking to your friends.
It's true. And one of them, Wode is the god of mossy boulders. And we have boulders. And they're so excited.
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
And you might hear a little bit of like the sound of pebbles fall, like rolling down a hill.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Wode likes being around the mossy boulders, huh?
I know, yes. A little like Sorrel. Wode likes the ground. Wode's been looking for the ground. The right ground.
I was gonna say there's ground everywhere.
It's true, but
except the sky. There's no ground in the sky.
There's no ground in the sky. Excellent, right? And in a lake, there's no ground in the lake. Well, way
down. The bottom of the lake. Not at the top of the lake.
Right.
Hold on. If we look up now, when we're at the edge of the valley, there's nothing but ground and almost no sky above us.
That's true. It's a matter of perspective, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We're still like walking during all this, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That fog is still like condensing in on us. Feels like a little claustrophobic here. And we all look up and and you can just see like the cliff sides kind of like jut out of view into the fog.
Wow.
It's foreboding.
As we walk, I pick up like a little rock, and I pick up an even smaller one, and I give the smaller one to Ollie.
Ollie's like poking stick, torch.
Oh no! Oh, sorry. Here, I put it in your little front pocket.
Thank you. I've got lots of rocks in here.
So now you're grounded. I mean, no, you're not in trouble. Oh, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, Ollie. I didn't mean to say that.
Good thing you're not my parent, Nopi. That's Radcliffe's job.
So see, you can always stay grounded because you have a little bit of the earth with you now.
Thank you. And Ollie's gonna start poking at the mist with the stick just because she can. And it's just like, this mist is so, I've never seen it so foggy. It's almost like I could touch it with the stick.
I am going to pull out my little handpan rattle drum again. And as we're walking, I start kind of just shaking it like a maraca, make a little melody. And I imagine Dulcet gets excited about this also as I do. But I am going to dance a dance with the heavens high above to get perspective on the world below. So as the mist is getting thicker and thicker, much like when we were up in the air balloon, there's this kind of moment where I'm able to like float up a bit higher above and kind of get a look of the trail ahead and try and get a sense of if there's a path or not, to try and get a little perspective on things.
Can we see you doing this?
I think we decided last time that you can't.
Oh, it's a shame because,
This is just in your mind.
well, I see you squinting kind of like at the road up ahead, and I'll ask, what are you worried is up ahead? Wait, are we supposed to ask that, or the place? The place is supposed to ask that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm.
So as Crescent Valley, I'm asking you, what are you worried is up? What is Nope worried is up ahead?
Okay.
As he casts this astral projection, like what is he worried he's going to see?
He's worried that something's going to hurt his friends. He's worried that there's going to be some sort of danger. He doesn't want anyone to get hurt.
So as Nobi kind of moves up above the mist in the air, just in his mind, he notices a dandelion seed that like dances to the music that he's playing, and it kind of floats down a little bit as if it's going to touch the mist, and then it's like pushed away, and then it just kind of flies off into the air. Almost as if that's some answer of something that Nopi can interpret for himself.
I'll kind of like float back down, and I'll try talking to Dulcet. Like, are you okay? Are you? Is it okay? Like, you're scared. Oh, okay. Hey, Karen.
Yeah.
Are your friends okay?
Well, I mean, Woe's a little excited, but the others are, well, let's see. Furtive is furtive. And there's not a lot of dust bunnies here. So or maybe there's a lot of dust bunnies. I don't know. And Yacht's doing okay, but there's no snow, so that's, I don't know. They're a little quiet.
Okay.
They're a little quiet. A little trembly, maybe.
Perhaps this is a space that the small gods avoid. After all, Pepper told us there was a terrible battle fought here. You're all too young, perhaps, to remember the war times, but they were truly terrible.
Wode said yes, he agrees. They were terrible. Wode remembers.
I'm going to spend a token to keep someone safe from the difficulties of the world. And I'm gonna ask to see Ollie's torch.
It's not because I'm in trouble, right? I didn't
No.
set anything on fire because it's not on fire. But here you go, Sorrel.
And uh, I'll actually light it with the matchsticks. Sometimes when we're frightened, it's because we need more light to spear through the unknown. Ooh, bad choice of word, spear. To pierce the unknown. And like the torch, when he hands it back to you, the torch kind of like pushes back against the curtain of fog, and you can see more easily like just the immediate area around you and your friends.
Sorrel, is that magic?
No, I had matches in my robes.
Oh, it's matches, not magic. Okay.
Well, I was thinking about using magic to do that. I know we said like there's little bits of magic. I just felt like it would be too on the nose for the pilgrim to also have magic. What am I, a cleric?
I mean, there's little bits of magic everywhere. Right? But now we can all blame Sorrel if Ollie sets everything on fire. And not the magic.
Right.
We just blame Ollie if Ollie sets everything on fire.
You gave a child a lit torch.
we can't blame Ollie for anything. That's
right.
just how it works.
That's how it works. Nothing is ever Ollie's fault.
Well,
but now that we can see where we're going, we can see kind of a path. Like Ollie's like, this is really cool. We can see where we couldn't see before, and is now moving
You don't
forward.
want me to go with twists.
so we keep pushing forward, and the torch seems to like hold the fog at bay. And as we get up to the mouth of the castle, the boulders get bigger and more discernible as like parts of the castle that have been blown, not blown off, but like that have crumbled off during the fighting. And there's a real like dearth of fauna around the castle's feet. Except for like some stray weeds. And despite it being spring, the whole area seems kind of like gray and lifeless. And we can actually now see like a movement to the fog as it like flows into the castle's gate.
We're supposed to follow the fog, right? The mist.
That's the story. And Sorrel like leans down and picks up what you all thought was like just a black smudge or something. And it's a very, very old crow's feather.
Not one of yours, right, Karen?
I don't believe I've lost any recently.
Part of me wants to say that it's coincidence, but I'm willing to bet that it's not. This is a sign that we're on the right path, the right moment.
But what will we do if we come across someone who would attack us? Do we hide? Do we run?
We ask. We ask what they're afraid of.
We just gotta be nice to them. Maybe nobody's been nice. Maybe they're just scared.
Maybe the treasure belongs to them and we shouldn't try to take it.
I don't want to take anything. I just want to see what it is.
I just want an adventure. Although treasure does sound kind of cool.
I've never seen a treasure before.
I have.
What?
Yes.
Whoa, that's cool.
Do tell.
And then Ollie. Oh, well, I got the.
Would you like me to hold
Careful,
something?
Ollie, careful.
Ern, please take her torch. Please take her
I very
torch.
gently take the torch. I'll hold this for you for a minute.
Or for the whole day.
I love this game so much. So Ollie's got the poking stick, but then is holding open the pocket on her overalls, and like, again, we've like the last time there was the letter, and now she's like pulling rocks out, and like there's probably really cool leaves or feathers, or like there's the locket, but the locket's already hanging from the overalls, so like, and then at one point she pulls out this ring. The ring with like, I want to say a blue. Let me see if there's any. There's probably
Is
not.
there an inscription inside the ring?
No.
One ring to. Oh wait, different game.
But there's a ring that's got like.
Don't open up the eye of Mordor.
It's got like a red gem in the center. I was gonna say red. I'm gonna change it to blue since we just had a ring that I think was red in the last game. But it's got like little carvings in it. I think some designs. It looks not like worn and old, and I don't know. I mean, Sorrel might recognize something about it. It's an older ring from probably the war times. It's the Ring of 99 Vengeful Demons, which is the greatest treasure of the king of the floating mountain. Not that Ollie knows anything at all about what this ring is.
But yeah, 100%. Sorrel's jaw like drops open, and he's like, "Where did you find this?"
I found it. When I fell off the boat, I got out of the water and I walked a ways, and then I saw something shiny on the ground by this rock, and I was looking for cool rocks, and I was like, "Oh, this is shiny," and I took it. Nobody was around. Maybe I can give it to its owner again. I don't know, but nobody was there, so I didn't steal it.
Oh, I didn't think you did. It's just that's the treasure, part of the treasure of the what was it? The king of
the floating mountain.
yeah, part of the treasure of the floating mountain. I recognize the script, and that is where I'm searching for.
Sorrel, I think that means we're supposed to have met.
I suppose it does. You see, there are no coincidences.
Nope, just friends.
And then Ollie's going to start putting everything back into the pocket.
Well, Esme, what do you think? Should we go forward and risk
Our
finding
lives?
No. Just maybe some confrontation.
Well, I feel like I can handle confrontation. I don't
Sometimes
know
a
if
room.
that's what will come across.
Sometimes rumors are bigger than what's really there.
And it's been years and years. I'm sure the treasure is long gone. But don't tell Ollie. Like I actually say that quietly so Ollie can't.
Okay.
This isn't none of that fake whispering that we had in the last game. This is real whispering.
Real whispering.
Well, then, shall we go on?
Let's go.
Did we pause for a minute here?
Sure.
Would you say that we're pausing for a moment and getting some rest?
Sure.
Do we all get a token?
We all get a token if we do that.
Ollie's rolling in the tokens here.
It does seem like we kind of stopped for a minute. I'm down.
Okay.
All right. Man, Laura.
I know.
Spend some tokens,
I
man.
need to spend some tokens.
Yeah. So for our viewers on the back end, we have a big table where we've got all of our characters' details written down and various choices we made during character creation. We also track the tokens that we have, and so we can see how many tokens Laura has.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's good. It's fine.
But yeah, if you're looking for suggestions of how to track a party or a group in Wanderhome, let us know in the chat. We can
Hook you up with a spreadsheet.
hook you up with a spreadsheet, color coding and everything.
So I imagine the doors of the castle are in front of Ollie, who's in the front. Esme's in the back.
I think I would be next to Ollie, kind of like trying to be encouraging and supportive.
That tea should probably still be useful. I just want to do this. Ollie is going to move the unmovable and open the giant castle doors. This little river otter prying open the door.
Thought they were cute when they busted open oysters.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you pry the door open, and what do we see?
We see the mist entering into this dark room. I think it's like a big grand like hall in the front of the castle. And but we can't see much of it except for what's lit by this torch.
Right. So what do we see that's lit by the torch? What is this? What does this castle look like? The castle of the Hyena King.
I think we see it's mostly still put together, but it looks like anything in this room that was that we can see. There's things have been pulled up off the ground. There's like some stones have fallen down, but it looks like for what we can see, people have tried to come in here and take what they can. Yeah, that's what we see.
Which way is the mist or the fog flowing?
Further down into the darkness through the room.
Ooh, we might have to cast magic missile at it.
Wrong game.
Oh. There was darkness. I got excited.
Let's see here. What can I spend a token on? Provide a solution for an aspect of a material or immediate problem. Sure, that qualifies.
I mean, you already have the torch.
No, now Karen has a torch.
Yes, for the rest of the day.
You might be wearing dark glasses. I can still see your expression.
You know what? I'm gonna say it's at this time that like the torch was burning like a normal flame color, and as the door like swings open on the loud hinges, and we take it, and Ollie takes a step in, and Karen and everyone like follow right behind. Suddenly the torch like is the term gutters, gussels?
Oh, gutters, yeah.
Gutters. Yeah, the torch gutters, and then sparks like shoot out of it, and it turns from like that natural flame color to like a bright green flame.
Like Ollie's hat.
Like Ollie's hat.
Oh, wow. Oh, the torch has something to say. Lovely.
As everyone starts moving into the castle, Esme says, and she sees the torch flame like change colors. Maybe I should stay outside. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay outside. There's a lot of dust out here. There's some cobwebs. Yeah, I think I'll be fine. You guys.
Good idea, Esme. You can tell people. You can, if we get stuck inside, you can tell Radcliffe where we are.
Oh well. I've also noticed I don't know that anyone has been trailing any of the daisies from the crowd. So probably want to do that. Maybe.
That's a great idea.
It's on your head.
I take one of the rings of daisies from one of my horns and like place one at Esme's feet.
Aw.
Thank you.
And then go like a few feet away into the room to where everyone's standing and drop another one there and say, okay, Ollie and Karen, this is our big adventure. Lead the way.
Esme, you're gonna miss out on all the fun. It's your loss.
I don't like magic.
You don't like magic.
And I think there's magic in there. That's why the fire changed colors.
Mm.
Esme, you ever get up early and watch the sunrise?
Yes.
You ever lay down in a meadow during a cool breeze of the summer?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the small and forgotten gods around? The dandelions floating in the sky?
Yes.
Do you like those things?
I feel like this is a trap. Is this a trap?
It's a trap.
I was just asking because those things are magic. They're magical.
What?
They are magical.
No, that's spirits. It's spirituality and nature. It's which is very different from magic.
But
Is
it's
not
beauty and magic.
necessarily of nature. Magic can be very unpredictable and evil and scary.
Well, I don't want you to be lonely out here.
Oh, I won't be lonely. I have teas to work on. I'll be quite entertained.
Don't worry, Esme. We'll be right back. The castle can't be that big. And what could go wrong?
Would you like me to list off the things that could go wrong?
Oh,
Instead of that,
Rhetorical.
Oh, okay. I
I
could create a list though. If you
undoubtedly.
Coded and alphabetized.
I take a little something off the top of my head and I ask for your hand.
Who?
I
Esme.
assume you mean me, right?
Yes, Esme, yeah. And I drop a little, and it's just a little bit of light. And I say, this is Zenith. Zenith will keep you company. You said you like sunlight?
Yes.
And Zenith is the god of the light at noon.
Oh, that's wonderful. I have a tea called Sun Smile. It's actually one of my favorite ones to prepare.
I bet Zenith would love that.
Yes, I think I'll prepare some Sun Smile.
oh, here. Esme.
Now you're not alone.
Esme, I want to.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
While you're here, in case you get anxious or lonely or scared or sad or sorry, anyway, here, and I hand you my hand pan rattle drum. I'll be back for that, but remember how we danced?
Are you sure that you want to give me this? This is very important to you, isn't it?
I love it. It's one of my favorites, but
Yeah.
I don't want you to be alone. And that way I'll be with you.
That's very kind of you.
And then I got to come back and get it. So it'll be fine.
You're giving away something you hold dear.
I'm going to gain a token.
Yep. I will do my best to keep it safe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
I will have a nice hot pot of tea for you all when you return.
Oh, that'll be perfect for coming out of a castle. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
So I take the daisy chain that was kind of around my head and I move it down around my neck. I was like, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, you're gonna just drop them. And then... Okay, good plan, good plan. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Scott Pilgrim, can you lead the way, please?
So we head into the castle depths away from the grand hall, and the fog doesn't get any more dense. It just kind of maintains that ominous thickness. The shadows of the walls of the crescent sky remain, though, kind of like preventing that fog from escaping, despite kind of like the middle morning heat beginning to burn it off in the rest of the valley. And as the green torchlight fades in the distance, Esme begins seeing the the valley kind of like fill up with light, and that little god Zenith kind of like twinkles merrily and gains in brightness as the morning moves forward. Meanwhile, we delve deeper into the castle depths, deeper into the mountainside, and despite the kind of like the growing claustrophobia that we feel, we kind of push forward with this sense of like hope and adventure and Ollie's like infectious positivity and optimism that we're going to find a great treasure. And we kind of help each other across some difficult spots in, like, collapsed stairs and rooms that are half overgrown with thick cobwebs, and we make real headway. Is there anything that we meet along the way that's especially unnerving for any of you?
I'm trying to think of what would be unnerving. Like, I don't know, it's dark except for our torchlight. So like Ollie's probably like looking around, right? There might be like the wind might brush something up against our legs or whatever, and that might be what is that? That kind of thing might be unnerving for Ollie.
Yeah, so the wind, especially here in the castle, makes this constant like whistling, moaning, but it's never musical. It's always discordant. And as we're working our way through that room overgrown with cobwebs, Ollie, like, no matter where you go, you just feel them like brushing against you. And that, that feeling you get
I'm like
when you walk
moving
by
them
cobweb,
away with
like,
the stick. Yeah.
and it's like, it's on you, but you can't see it. It's just like, oh.
I can just picture Ollie like.
Yeah. Karen, what about you? What's one moment that like just gives you the heebie-jeebies? Love that expression.
Yeah. It the silence. Normally I can hear all the little gods all around me, and sometimes they have homes and sometimes they don't. But here, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
It's silent.
With all
And
the sorry, go ahead.
no, just the only thing I can hear are the little ones with me, who are also unnerved by it.
Yeah. This is a place of great loss and great sorrow. And it is not a place that the small gods want to be or dare to tread. And they feel safe and secure with you, but they wouldn't have come here on their own.
Right.
What about for Nope?
Nope. I'm trying to think. I kind of thinking of two things. So he's kind of clutching his little ocarina made out of this seashell with him as he's giving away his rattle drum, and he holds it very close and very dear. And he hears the whistling, and he tries to play a tune, but he can't quite get the tune right with the whistling of the wind, as it doesn't quite line up properly. And I'm thinking there's maybe a moment where he gets separated for a moment from everyone. He goes to look at something or goes over somewhere and finds himself completely alone in this grief, basically. And it becomes very overwhelming for him. And he kind of loses himself for a moment, like he can't figure out where he is or what he's like, where everybody went or what happened. And then he gets a little guidance from his new friend Dulcet, who reminds him that he's been dropping the flower petals for him. And he looks back and he sees them and he retraces his steps and meets back up with everybody. But as Nope comes back, the torch that he was carrying is now lit.
Does Nope find anything, like physically find anything while he's separated?
I like the idea that maybe he does, but I don't know. What do people think? I'm like low-key liking the idea that there is nothing here, or that the treasure is something about the experience altogether. Or
I was thinking that Ollie is the kind of person who's going to think like the smallest thing is a treasure in here. So
yeah.
We could do it something that, like, maybe I find something there. Maybe it's just like I really like the idea that we need to like something was lost in here. We have to like return it to somebody or something.
So let's say that you find a wrapped parcel and maybe you've looked at it and maybe you haven't. But when you rejoin the group, you've got a small parcel tucked under your arm that's wrapped in a very old and faded cloth. And we can't see what color it is because, it's just green because of the flame. And I'll add to this that, like, as we're going, Sorrel, who's seen all this before, kind of like looks at the stones and he can see the rust colored stains of the battles. And as we go deeper, I'm actually going to spend a token to do this. He purposely kind of like steers Ollie this way or that when he notices some more visible remnants of the battles that was fought in the halls, to protect Ollie from seeing that more visceral loss. So what is it? keep someone safe from the difficulties of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm paying a point for that, you know. But Sorrel definitely does see those, and I think Karen, you probably can see like, and Nope, you can see like the fur around his eyes are wet from tears that are kind of like barely being held back. Um, and weirdly, like we go deep and we wander around and we turn a corner that we haven't been down before and find ourselves wandering upward again. And we've never crossed our our flowers, and we've been following the fog the whole time, and we end up back in that entryway that we've somehow made a big loop. And we can see, we can smell the scent of wood fire and of tea bubbling in the distance. And that ends up being kind of our guiding ends up guiding us back to Esme. So we never got lost, but somehow managed to kind of make a big circle back to the main entrance. And Esme, did you catch what happened while you stepped away?
I reach into a pocket and I go to the center of the Great Hall. And I pull out a tiny charm of I pull out a tiny charm of a leaf. And I find some like fallen stones and some bricks. And I put the leaf on the ground and I make a little circle around it and I kind of build it up. And I make a shrine. And I say into the fog, I think you want to be remembered. And we won't forget.
And as you're doing that, I kind of come and I kind of just sit down next to where you're doing this. And Nope is just kind of like very quiet. You've seen him very like upbeat and energetic, but he's a bit quiet right now. And he's just kind of sitting, and he at some point takes out his ocarina and he's kind of just thumbing over it and thinking to himself, kind of looking around for a moment at everybody else, puts it up to his lips and plays. And Sorrel, you hear the little bit of a tune that you heard in the morning that I played, that you were humming a little bit, and that kind of coincides with like as Karen says, I think you want to be remembered. He starts playing that.
I think Ollie has a little bit of is a little bit oblivious, right? Because Sorrel's been directing her, but can kind of tell that this is like a serious, somber kind of moment, and is just like swaying to the tune that Nopi's playing. And Ollie is not quiet very often, but is quiet in this moment.
Karen, if you're close enough, you could see Nopi is just gently weeping to himself.
I can see, and I also look around in the greenish cast of the light, and I can hear echoes of the music reverberating back and kind of filling the room.
Yeah. It's probably the most full this room has felt in a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys were describing like you're in the center of the castle, right?
Like in the great hall.
Great
like,
hall,
in the great hall.
Doors, like
Yeah,
just deeper in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where Kern and Nope is, and then where's Ollie? Where's Sorrel?
We're there too. We were all together in this room. And you can probably hear the music that Nopi's playing out the door.
We're deeper into the room than where we started, but we're just beyond the light of the outside that you're standing in.
Yeah, I think Esme is just working on her tea and talking to Zenith and saying like comforting things. Well, I'm sure they'll be okay. I'm sure they'll get through this. This is something that they want to explore, and it's not my job to stand in their way of whatever adventure they want. So this is all well and good. Tea. And Esme pours some tea for the forgotten god, and she stirs her tea and takes a sip and looks into the foreboding mist, and she says, this is, everything is fine. Everything is fine.
I think Tennille, you should take a token for offering to the small and forgotten god.
Yes,
but I
you
think
should.
as we are here and like Dustin said, this room feels fuller than it has in a long time. I think as the music is playing and we're sitting here in this quiet, the mist pulls away and is no longer there.
As you finish saying like everything is fine, the mist just dissipates.
And her jaw drops.
Esme did magic. Esme did.
I actually think that's a good place to end tonight.
Zenith, please, like, that wasn't me, right? Like,
and Zenith giggles. Zenith would giggle. And I did I made that castle into a shrine.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I had spent a token. I just wanted to note for the bookkeeping that I spent a token to make it a shrine.
I love that.
Wow, yeah, she's really gonna think that she did that.
I'm glad we all had that shared vision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So do we want to leave it there for the night?
I think that's a good place, and then we can pick up wherever
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah, we could do a little time jump or something. We can figure out however we want to do that for next time. All right. Tanya.
That's good. Okay.
Before we chat, I should do our checkout ritual.
I got a little tear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me do checkout. This is normally where I turn it over to Menachem, and Menachem does all this for us. I'm trying to remember how we actually do it. So just checking my notes here.
You pick a question.
Yep, we're going to do
two.
some checkout questions.
To help us leave the magic circle of play.
All right.
To help us, process a little bit
Yep.
and kind of check out here at the end of our play. I want to come back to, and I want to spend a minute on this question, and I'll see if we'll do a second question. I wasn't quite sure how we were going to play things out here tonight with our little adventure / dungeon crawl for Wanderhome.
It was beautiful, though.
Everybody roll initiative.
Yeah. So I had this idea of like hope kind of going into this session and some of the questions and stuff around that. So my question is, and we'll keep the same rotation that we had starting with Tennille, did your character express hope or attempt to change things to make the world a better place at all? And I guess the added bit to that is, if not, did something hold them back from that?
That's a really good question. I think that Esme tried to instill hope with her tea. Choosing Lily's wort that day was not a random selection. She chose a tea that would make someone mighty. But she also had that prepared in case anyone was injured, because that tea also has medicinal purposes, and it can cure, let me see, what does it say? Can cure an ailment. I think that she made comments throughout being very patient, but really just kind of gently protecting the group in her own subtle way. That's the way that she expressed hope. So I will bounce it back to Tanya.
I think Karen expressed hope in sitting at the table that morning. That there was something that they sensed that was bright and hopeful about these folks sitting here, and was like, well, this is where I need to be.
I think your shrine was hopeful too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
A hope that the sacrifices made in that place would be remembered, that place would be remembered.
Yeah. And I feel like it was a weird coincidence, but like I described boulders, and then you happen to have a forgotten god of molding.
I had Wode, his name's Wode. I had Wode written down here, and I was like, no. Okay.
I feel like that also happened with Dulcet too, huh?
I
Yeah.
also think that happened with we picked the crow and the 33 thieves, and then we get a crow. Like,
Bro. It's really interesting how that all just clicked in the boxes and
Yeah, a lot of
Just-
synchronicities tonight.
organically blended into the story. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that when that happens.
Yeah, same. Yeah, so and I will bounce it to Lara.
I think Ollie is like a bundle of hope, right? She's the youthful, like, anything can happen, anything is possible. She has this hope that she's going to find her parents again, and tries not to, like, and believes truly that it will happen. I don't know if Ollie specifically, other than being the bundle of hope, did anything, but definitely a lot of people did things in this session to give her hope. And I think that was really important, and actually something I needed as well. Scott got me choked up a little bit a couple times.
Yeah.
And now it's Scott's turn.
Oh, this game.
Tail in your face.
I like making people cry. That's why I became a therapist. I'm kidding.
I like to put people in the
I think
shin.
that's a valid point, though. Actually,
I like helping people achieve catharsis. So hope. Yeah, I think I honestly I think Sorrel was trying to instill hope when he realized that like his comments about being lost could have been callous. He was like, all right, I gotta do something for the kid to make her feel right, feel good. And so he was like, I'm gonna try to get this kid to go on the adventure into the castle. So that was like a very, very intentional thing that Sorrel was doing for Ollie to feel like hopeful. And then while we were in the castle, certainly like shielding her from the signs of violence, to preserve her innocence.
Yeah.
Dustin.
When I think of Nopi, I think of this very kind of carefree, energetic, playful kind of person, but there's definitely like hurt and pain in there also. And not that he doesn't focus on it, but that like being in the moment is just what matters to him. And like I think of this like you can never be lost kind of thing as like very hopeful, right? Like, hey, you're just where you need to be right now. That's all. Like, don't worry about where you're going or where you've been. Like, we can't control those things, right? We could just be here right now. And he just wants to be friends with people, like he wants to, like, he'll just solve his problems by being friendly. And I think that takes a lot of courage and hope to be able to do that as well. So like I kind of play the character that way on purpose. So yeah, I kind of think of him like how can he help make things better in the world for his friends and everything. And just kind of like he's just going to be there no matter what, like he's just going to be that friend that's there whenever you need him.
yeah.
I think you gave Dulcet hope.
Oh,
Sure.
Is Dulcet mine now?
Yes.
Oh my God. So this is so exciting for Nopi that like there's this little forgotten god. Because
That's
he's
gonna
had
be
this,
with him forever.
I'm
or
totally,
we don't know. Forever is a very long time.
Dulcet might have a new home.
This idea for my D&D game. Like,
What's that?
I've got a +1 sword. I want to give him like a little role-playing device. Give you a little forgotten god. You find a pocket shrine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Laura, what were you gonna say?
It's like what's the ones from shoot, actually I think they maybe take place in more than one of Mitsuyaki's films, but the little like dust bunny squiggles.
In this one, the soot, I can't remember, soot sprites or something like that.
Yeah. Is it they're in Spirited Away, right?
Yeah, and then they're also in Totoro, which is the other one I have over here.
Yeah, I watched Totoro not too long ago, and I was just thinking of that, like, yeah, just give one of your players just a little soot sprite. Doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Maybe it does. Just hides in their jackets away from the light or something, right? Okay, my second question I want to go into real quick, because I always like this question as well. What did you appreciate about your play or someone else's play tonight? Tennille. Or was there a moment in the game that you really enjoyed tonight?
I know it might seem kind of odd, but I really do enjoy Ollie and Nopi like being messy around Esme while she's like cleaning up, and it's, I don't know, it's just like it's funny, and it's fun to be like on the opposite end of that.
They are unapologetically themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a fun moment. So yeah, I think, yeah, I appreciated that for sure. And I appreciated Nobi just kind of like getting a little lost, and then joining the group, and then weeping. That was a very touching moment. Yeah, so I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Tanya?
I really appreciated, as a caretaker, I really appreciated Sorrel taking care of Ollie. And also like speaking the truth of that place. I thought that was really amazing and beautiful. And I also really loved how Nopi and Dulcet like, that was perfect. That was so awesome. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And I had a lot of fun trying to draw Esme out and make her smile and enjoy.
We're all still trying.
We're all trying. We're all trying.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. She's just a bit reserved.
It's okay.
And Ollie stuffing her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so many good moments. So
yeah.
And who's
goes to me, I think.
Laura.
There are so many good moments from the episode today. I think this was wonderful. I think now that we're not swapping games back and forth each week, we finally hit a stride with the game. I really appreciated moments with Nopi and Ollie, and especially Sorrel and Ollie, with trying to guide and understand her feelings about losing her parents and giving her hope. I was messaging Kayla about the episode kind of while we were playing, and she was like, what is it with you? And like, you got a character who's lost their parents, and you've got heavy parent stuff going on right now, because I've got some things going on with parents in my life right now. And these are things I can appreciate and have given me some hope and some feelings. So I really appreciated that play, and the scenes were beautiful. I think we all did great today. So I'll pass it to Scott.
You're working stuff in the game.
Every damn game we play.
Yeah, it means what we're
Good.
trying to do here works.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what.
Yep.
This is what it's all about.
I wasn't necessarily going from wanting to go from relationship trauma into like my grief and my bam bam, just like that.
Man.
But
You're welcome.
But that's what happened. So.
I thought the way Tanya showed Karen engaging with their tiny gods was so playful and delightful and just like true to the aesthetic, and like similar and yet very different from the way Menachem played the caretaker. It was really fun to see, and that moment when you turned that like sad, somber place into a shrine, and I feel like there are like you've retold the story now of that space. You know, like I want to know what happens next, and I feel like good storytelling is like when we're left with that feeling of like, oh, I want to know what's going to happen now, in that space like that. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, all of us kind of coming together at the end there to with the treasure or lack of treasure, but especially like
the mist.
Yeah, I was blessed.
Right. Yeah. The mist. Yeah.
Oh man.
So I just want to say thank you to Tanya for joining us. It's been a lot of fun to play with you,
thank you
tonight. I love that you gave Nopi a little god, so then that we have something from your character that will continue with us on the journey. And I kind of had this like sense that Nopi, like he has one of the songs for the Forgotten God, or one of the dances for the Forgotten Gods that he does. And so he's like always like can kind of maybe sense where they are, or knows that they're there, or appreciates them very much anyway. So, but he's never thought that like, oh, hey, like one could come with me, and for you to like give him permission to have this little friend with him is just like made his world. So I appreciate that from you. I wasn't expecting it at all. So I do really appreciate that. And that kind of ending, Laura, going off of what you were saying as well, I built this character to just be a fun, carefree character that I didn't have to think about very much, because like I had come out of playing like a couple of heavy characters, and I managed to work grief into my character again. Because one, like I haven't really shared this with, and Nopi may share this now with some of the other people, but one of my choices is I only ever dance alone, is the song that he sings, that he plays with the ocarina, is that this is a song that he learned from his mother, and he plays it by himself every sunrise for gratitude for the day and to keep the memory of his mom alive.
You're gonna kill me, Dustin. You're gonna kill me.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was the song that he played in that moment, right? So like the building of the shrine and that was just his way to kind of show respect in that moment. And I don't know why I keep coming back to this like grief. Like I think I'm still processing through some of these things and everything also. But like it's like that we can hold multiple things at the same time as well. Like I was kind of reflecting on this idea a little bit, like having hope for the future and building things. And I've been doing a lot of work like doing community building and everything, and thinking about how I can be better at that, but also like being sad about the way things are also, you know, like I can have both of those things within me and that's okay, you know. But yeah, so that's, I didn't expect it to quite go as it did tonight, but I like that there was no treasure, right?
Yeah.
It's like the stories and everything. And I love the idea that we like ended it where maybe we made things a little bit lighter here. We weren't really trying to per se, but like, you know, we filled this area with a little bit of like respect and love again.
Maybe took away the like mythos of this like horrible place. Like it can be a place of remembrance and lightness too. Yeah.
Yeah, and like everybody's been afraid of it, right? And because they're afraid of it, there's been stories or it's been a place for darkness to inhabit. But yeah, maybe the treasure is that we made it a little bit lighter there. Maybe we left the treasure. You know?
Treasure was the friendships we made along the way.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you said that, Dustin, because in making a shrine there, it becomes a hollow. Yeah. So, which is one of the natures.
The place natures.
One of the place natures.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, page 150. Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I hadn't even realized that. I haven't delved into the book as much, I think, as I should playing this game. So yeah.
So now you guys can like choose, you know, aesthetic elements and some folklore and stuff like that. But it looks like we've already kind of done that.
Yep.
It was you know what? We can talk about this offline. We
can exit that magic circle.
Yeah, let's check out of our game here tonight.
All right.
Well,
I've been Esme.
Good night,
Esme.
Good night, Esme.
I'm Tennille. Good night, everyone.
Bye,
Good
Tennille.
night, Tennille.
Good night, Tennille. And I've been Karen.
Good night,
Good night.
Karen.
Good night,
It was
Karen.
nice to meet you.
Karen.
For joining us.
Right.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. This was beautiful tonight. And I am Tanya.
Night, Tanya.
Good night, Tanya. Sleep well.
You too.
I've been Ollie tonight.
Good night, Ollie.
Good night, Ollie.
Good night, you little rascallion.
And I'm Lara.
Good night, Laura.
Good night, Lara.
I played Sorrel tonight. I'm too tired to do the voice.
Sorrel.
Good night, Sorrel.
Good night, Sorrel.
I am Sleepy Scott.
Good night.
Good night, Sleepy
Good night,
Scott.
Sleepy Scott.
By the way, I realized during this that your name's Scott and you're playing the Pilgrim. So good night, Scott Pilgrim. And I've been playing Nopi.
Good
Good night,
Good
Nopi.
night, Nopi.
And I am Dustin. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Dustin.
Good night,
Good
Dustin.
night, Dustin.
Dustin.
Good night to our viewers.
Good night to Menachem, who is in the
Good night.
chat right
Good
now.
night.
Saying good
Malcolm's
night
in the
to
chat.
everybody.
Great. Yes, and good night, everyone. Please join us again next week, where we will have Menachem and Kayla rejoining us. I'm excited to see where we pick up from here and where we wander to next. So if you want to join us, check us out next Friday, 9:30 Eastern time. So until then.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks again, you guys. Super fun.